What if manifesting money was effortless? No forcing, no struggling, definitely no hustling, just pure flow coming at you from all sources, surprising you every time you open your bank account. In this podcast episode, I'm going to teach you how to use your intuition to manifest abundance instantly because your intuition is the key to unlocking instant abundance. There's so much work you could do around energetics and limiting beliefs and all the shadow work that it takes to actually embrace abundance, or you could just tap into that potential right now using your intuition. So I'm really excited to talk to you about this because I have only started recently using my intuition intentionally and really following it on a daily basis. And I don't typically allow myself to talk about money manifestation either within my coaching. I usually teach people how to manifest abundance in general, and the byproduct of that is the money. So this is an exciting new thing for me to talk about this because I've only ever let self-sabotage get in the way. I never talk about it because I feel like an imposter. I feel like just because I'm not a millionaire that I have no right to talk about money, but that's ridiculous because I've manifested crazy amounts of monies, like six figures and tens of thousands of dollars over and over again, and free stuff and free services and other things that amount to quite a bit of money when you put it on a monetary value on it. So I'm very qualified to talk about this. And so I'm owning it. And I want to be real with you so that as we go through this episode, we're learning together and we're undoing blocks together. So I'm really excited because I'm learning with you. And this is what makes it fun to present myself on such an authentic level that you get to see me heal and learn in real time with you. And so this whole episode was not going to be done, and there is an ulterior motive to it because it's not just about undoing my money blocks and helping you with your money blocks, but March is very abundant in general. It's the luckiest month of the whole month because of St. Patty's Day. So this video, this podcast episode is a special podcast episode for St. Patty's Day so that we can make this one of the luckiest months of the year for you. And 2025 is going to be huge. The energetics of this month itself, like the eclipse and the equinoxes and the other eclipse and and the blood moon and everything, it's a lot of energy, and it is bringing in this new shift, this new renewal, abundant, energizing energy that is really taking hold of the cosmos. Everything is aligning as it should, and things are finally turning. The tides are finally turning. So if you've been struggling or if there's been some difficulty around finances, this eclipse that's happening tomorrow and all these shifts are really going to turn the tide of your life, and you're going to start experiencing abundance. So this episode is perfectly timed, and it also coincides with a money manifestation I'm hosting inside of my spiritual community, Intuitive Women Sacred Circle, where you learn how to develop your intuition, and I coach you, and we have a grand old time. And this month we're doing March Money Madness, so we could host a 7-day challenge and earn money together so that I could actually overcome some money blocks, not just by doing this episode, but by also participating in this challenge that I'm hosting. And I would love to have you. The link is in the description to join the Sacred Circle if you want to participate in the challenge. And if you're seeing this after the challenge, it ends on the 24th, I believe. That challenge is always available inside of the Sacred Circle, so you will always have access to this. And I'm going to be providing some tangible, actionable steps to take every day to manifest some physical money for you, whether it's a digital form in your bank account or physical form that you find. And I'm going to teach you how to use your intuition to kind of use it as a metal detector, so to speak, to find the money that's existing in your life. And the whole point is to teach you how to tap into the abundance in the present moment that always exists. And that's honestly all I do. All I do is I take advantage of what's available to me. And there's a lot of work behind that. And I really want to use this episode to bypass that and make it as easy as possible. And then the work is the byproduct of that. So usually it's like you're doing the work and then you get abundance. This time we're getting abundance, or we're doing the work while cultivating abundance. So it's kind of like a top-down reverse engineered type thing, and it really just takes a lot of work out of it because you're already working from a place of abundance as opposed to trying to build your way up to abundance and then realizing that it exists to you. And that's a lot of work. It's honestly a lot of work, and why I'm teaching this, because I've been doing it that way for so long, and now I'm realizing the potential that exists to me now that gives me instant access. So I've really honed this in to make it as simple as possible. So let's begin, I guess. So I wouldn't allow myself to talk about this because I'm not a millionaire, and I want to make it clear that you don't become a millionaire not thinking like one. Like, you don't become a millionaire and then you think like a millionaire. You become a millionaire by thinking like one. So I've worked diligently on my own money mindset, my own money wounds for years and years and years, but I've always been a source of abundance. Ever since I was a kid, I always felt like, despite growing up in poverty, that I always had access to money. And that's really what it is about, is just knowing that you are taken care of in this present moment and that you always have more than enough in the present moment, because the future isn't real. All your money worries is just your imagination getting ahead of you and then limiting your thinking at the same time, so that you just project what you're thinking and then it comes back and reinforces that thinking over and over and over again. And that's where the work is. So when you become present and you tap into your intuition, you bypass all of that and all the work necessary and just access money now and become aware of what's available now. But I've always had that money mindset and realizing, like, I feel rich even when I don't have a lot. When I was a kid, I would have like $100 and I would go into a store and I would think that I could buy the whole store because of the money that I had at such a young age. And I've always felt abundant. I've always felt like money would come to me so that I could take care of others. And a lot of wounding actually comes from that, because my mother would, she had her own problems, and she would take my money, or she would rely on other people to give her money. And she struggled because she was a single mom in poverty. And I felt like I could take care of her because she would take my money as a kid. And it's really sad, and God bless her heart. She rests in peace, unfortunately, that she's no longer with us. But I felt like I could take care of people because of my mother's money wounds and her need to be taken care of, and her struggle as a single mom that led to us growing in poverty and being on welfare and all that. Despite being in poverty and not being able to grow out of it for years and years and years and years, I always felt like I was made for more, or that I always had access to money even when I didn't. Like, if I didn't have a job, I'd still get money. And then I would get deposits of money. And then having large deposits of money reinforced, like, if you train yourself to hold on to it, it enriches your life. And if you have a poor money mindset, you want to get rid of it right away. So that's why I'm trying to make it clear about the money mindset and the difference it makes in your life, even when you are struggling, even when you feel like you don't have two pennies to rub together. You have access to infinite abundance right now. So the money challenge is going to teach you tangible steps that I'm going to also give you some examples in this episode to use to find some money. So, for example, making it as easy as going through your finances and then maybe realizing you had like $20 in a savings account somewhere. Like, that's $20 that you manifested out of thin air that you didn't think was there in the first place. But if you're thinking like, oh, there's no money, you wouldn't have even looked. So it's becoming aware of those opportunities. And as you expand upon them, you start to realize all the things that are available to you. The things that do have barriers are very low to getting money. So, for example, you could do surveys. There are programs where you could do surveys and earn money. Like, there's opportunities like that. And there's so much skepticism and mindset around this, but you don't become a millionaire until you start thinking like one. So we have to realize that money is something that comes to you when you are at a certain frequency. And if you're thinking like you are safe to hold money and that people can depend on you because you always have money to help them out and you're quite generous with your money, Or maybe you even realized you grew up in poverty like me and you didn't want to face that reality in your own life as you grew into an adult. So I watched my mom struggle and I didn't want to repeat that. And we would visit family in America and they were quite different and didn't have money issues and weren't in poverty, and they had money. And I saw them being so generous with it. And I wanted to be like them because they're my role models. Like my aunt was so cool and I loved her dearly and she had money. And it's funny that I ended up in a similar route as her because she joined the military and released for medically, and then she got like a pension payout, which is what happened to me, which led to me having like this income that comes in every month that's 4 figures, and it's just from my service in the military, and that being an opportunity to me, and that is a lucrative opportunity within itself that I wouldn't have gone after if they didn't have my trade available as like an instant promotion when you join the military. So that was another way that I made money. It's like, how can I make more? I use my intuition to discover these things and lead me to the answers to the questions that I'm asking and where I could find money. So if I go back another step, I'm asking, how can I make more money as a dental assistant? And unfortunately, the military had a dental assistant position that once you graduate basic training, you get promoted instantly to this second rank corporal, and your salary essentially doubles. And there are only 2 trades in the entire Canadian military that have that, and dental assistant just happened to be one. And I wouldn't have become a dental assistant if I didn't need braces when I was a teenager. And I was quite interested in teeth because I love pretty teeth because my teeth were so bad as a kid. And I just loved teeth, and that led me to becoming a dental assistant, and then leading me into the military where I was making like $60K at the age of 22, and I was getting these deposits from like back pay and taxes, and I always had money. I always had a buffer that was like 10 grand, and then I would call in even more money. So to go back to my aunt who was medically released, I too ended up joining the military and being medically released and having an income from being medically released, and then getting an education on top of it because it's the only job where you could get fired for medical reasons. So they kind of have to help you out when they force you to leave due to medical reasons. So I ended up getting my education paid for, and I have a diploma in social services. So that was something else that was like tens of thousands of dollars that I get to benefit off now that was free. And I get like free therapy and free chiropractic and all these other benefits that are free because of what I've gone through and the options that were available to me in the moment in a sequence of events. And I just kept following that intuitive nudge to make those opportunities known to myself. So there was that expanded awareness, which comes from an expanded consciousness, which comes from just realizing that our thinking is what's limiting us. And when we turn off our thinking, we become more aware, more open to receiving. So that opens up our awareness to what's there instead of being closed off and thinking that money doesn't exist. Therefore, I can't see the opportunities that money does exist in my life. So I hope that makes sense. So I leave the military and I've already have like thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. I bought a property on luck alone after moving to BC when I left poverty. So I left poverty, and with 8 months, I have a home. I have a deposit in my bank account that's 5 figures, and I've bought a home, and I'm in the military, and I leave the military, and I release, and I have a home now that I have to pay for, but I have income that's coming in without me working, and I have my free education, and then I apply for a government disability benefit, and it got me $160,000. So my net worth is like climbing so fast in a matter of years and years and years. And there were some other opportunities that were available to me or things that I was just eligible for that would give me access to money. So unfortunately, some bad things had to happen in my life that still led to manifesting money. Everything happens to our higher good, and it's almost like we don't have to suffer, but a lot of things happen from luck or circumstance or like just synchronicities that are cosmic and come from like, I don't even know. Like when people say that they got a property or a huge amount of money, they say it was luck. And when it comes to spirituality, there's no such thing as luck. This is just God's will and you following this life path that is given to you as part of your destiny, and your intuition is always guiding you to this through a sequence of events. And when you tap into that flow, you will realize that everything aligns for your greater good. So that would lead me to my next point, where intuition has a lot to do with alignment and being in the frequency of money and realizing that you are taken care of in the present moment. You always have enough. Do you notice how you always figure it out every single day of your life? Even when money seems tight, there's always something that pulls you through, or you get it eventually, or you end up getting all the money together anyway, even if it was like a huge amount that came out of nowhere. We always figure it out. And that's how resourceful we are. And sometimes we don't have a chance. So that's another way that we use our intuition to find money. So it's as simple as asking, where can I find some money? And especially when you have a need for it, it's as if your awareness expands so that you can find it and become aware of it. So I hope this is starting to become quite clear. As I'm talking about it, it's making a lot more sense that if you give your money a need and you allow yourself to receive, so you don't live in lack or victim mindset or scarcity, and you're open to receiving, and you have a need for money, whether it's like a grand scheme of things in your life, like financial freedom or a vet bill or some emergency fund or even just a raise, you have to be willing to feel worthy and willing to be open to that expanded amount of abundance. Because like I said earlier, if you don't, you'll let it slip through your fingers or you won't go after it to begin with. So we need to trust our intuition to guide us to money, and that it takes an expanded awareness, but only comes from a willingness to receive. So I want to make that clear as well, so that you have that ability to become aware of what's available to you. So say, for example, you are doing your taxes, and using your intuition would be finding as many tax credits as you could get when you're doing your taxes to get a bigger refund. So this would be another way to get money. Is like, are you doing your taxes fully? Are you taking advantage of everything available to you to get the most out of your tax refund or to pay the least to the government if you owe? It's almost the same thing in real life. Where does money flow? What are the obvious ways in which I could find money and open myself up to that frequency so that money can find me and I could find money, that I'm willing to look for money? So being in alignment with that frequency is that your intuition is your personal wealth GPS, and it is always guiding you for more. We are meant to expand. We are meant to grow, including your finances, so that you could experience more and more and more life and possibilities as you go along. And then life starts taking care of you. One of my members, she is manifesting free things that would cost tens of thousands of dollars where she doesn't need money. She just is manifesting the things that money provide, and that all counts. Like I said, it all has a monetary value to it. You just have to be willing to receive and put it out there. So if you have a need for it, it's going to happen. Like if you want to go on an expensive trip, maybe somehow someone took care of your flight, like your grandma surprised you with a flight, like, and you're just, wow, I really wanted this, and I allowed myself to want it and to be open to solving the problem, even if money was not in abundance. If I felt like I couldn't afford it, and we don't use that language anymore. If we're not, then we're not in alignment. And so that is my point, is that you're To be in alignment is to use your intuition as a GPS to align you to take action, like looking in a purse that you stowed away in your closet years ago and you found like $100 bill, or you looked at your bank account and you realized you got a random deposit from like a tax credit or something randomly, or someone just gifted you some money, or someone paid off a debt, or you received a check in the mail, or you realized you were eligible for some government program, so you applied for that, or there was a grant that was applicable to you for maybe like a scholarship. So it's all just like taking advantage of all the sources of money that exist and allowing yourself to just take action and do it. A lot of the times we won't, even if we become aware of it. For example, I'm really blocking my own money manifestations because there's things I'm sitting on. There's something to do with taxes that I could do that will get me money, about $600 per month that I'm sitting on, and procrastinating in my business, even though I need to take action in order to manifest money in my business. And it's really simple, but I'm not allowing it. And so I'm not in alignment. I'm not allowing that frequency. And I'm quite aware of it. And I will be working on this. And this is why I'm sharing this with you, to really open your eyes to the work that is involved when you're trying to change your money mindset, and how simple it is, and how you could see probably clearly where now you are blocking money from coming in. So that is another easy grab, is to like, what am I already aware of that I'm blocking? That's even easier to do than to find new opportunities. What are already some opportunities that exist in your life that you're maybe procrastinating on, or you know that you could achieve, but you keep, oh, I'll start tomorrow or whatever. So those are even lower hanging fruit for you to take advantage of, that are in alignment with what's available to you in your stratosphere. So I hope I made that clear in what alignment means. So I just have my talking points here. And so the universe is always sending you those opportunities in the present moment based off of whatever you're going through now. And that's all that matters, is right now. So whatever you're going through in the present moment constantly shifts and changes, yet you always have enough. I'm worried about running out of money, but that never happens because money is always available to me at all times. And I've made that quite clear, that I always end up manifesting money, and I've never run out of money, and I shouldn't be worried because I've been doing this for like 30 years at this point. So just trust you're always being guided, and you were taken care of, and God takes care of you, and everything you need exists in this moment. And that is what God has intended, to put it very plainly. So to drown out your thoughts and to manifest, you just need to tune out the noise and any limiting beliefs that come from people around you, like, oh, good luck manifesting this, or good luck manifesting that, or you have to do this, or you have to do that, or I expect you to do this. And it's like, I have to struggle, I have to work hard for money. What are the limiting beliefs that people impose on you when it comes to even like doing something that you want to do, like following your passions to make money as like a side hustle? And people are like, good luck. And they don't even support your little small business because their limiting beliefs are getting in the way. And so if they can't do it, why should they support you in that? And it's easy to get hung up on these things and how people perceive money and the language that we use around money, like money is evil. The root of all evil is money. It's greedy to want money. Oh, healers shouldn't charge for their services. All these limiting beliefs that are almost grounded in moral superiority. If you struggle, well, I don't want to struggle, and I want abundance, and I want a lot of money so I could live life to the fullest. And unfortunately, money does solve a lot of problems that lead to our happiness. And it's not greedy to want money. It's not greedy to want your birthright and what's promised to you, and to want to live a life of luxury. So really tune out the noise and people's limiting beliefs, and just know that anything is possible and everything exists right now and is available to you right now. So tune into the signals that your intuition is telling you, like a random idea or an inspiration, or maybe you like decided to buy a random scratch and win, even though you never ever buy scratch and wins, and then you end up winning like 10K. Follow those nudges, even when they don't make sense. If it's something you don't normally do, that should be an even bigger sign to take action. So listen to your intuition, follow it, and tune in and see if you could ask it some questions. Where can I find some money? How can I find some money? Everything is available to you on your phone. Like, you can make so much money from your phone. So look up on YouTube, how can I use my phone to make money? And you will find so many different videos that will lead you down a path that might be in alignment with your interests or your passions, or an idea that you had long ago that has come back into your awareness. So just pay attention to those signs and symbols and synchronicities that carry you forward and reveal each step to you, so that you can follow the signals your future self is giving you from a place of abundance. If your future self is a millionaire, then you could bet that they are guiding you right now towards your future, towards your dream lifestyle, towards millions of dollars, to financial stability. You are always being influenced by your future self. So just know that you are taken care of, and that your intuition is guiding you to opportunities. So you just need to be aware of them and be receptive to them, and you will find them instantly, dependent on your needs and whatever's happening. So act without hesitation. If you feel resistance, lean into it and ask, why are you resisting? Why am I procrastinating on filling out this application that I know I will get $500 a month after I fill it out? Why and how am I blocking myself? And where can I find some money, are some useful questions to ask yourself, and allowing whatever to come up, and then taking action based off of whatever comes up for you. So that would be it. That's really is just becoming aware of what's available to you in the current moment, how you're holding yourself back, and how can you reframe some limiting beliefs that might have come from external sources, like money doesn't grow on trees. Well, money exists in a digital format and takes, no form except for energy. So it can grow off anything as long as you plant that seed and allow it to take hold and grow, and it will just get easier and easier and easier to manifest abundance the more you work in alignment with how you want to live, and the things you want to go after, and the actions that you don't allow yourself to take, to start taking actions that you normally wouldn't, and then allowing that to just keep you going, and then taking action over and over again as you follow this path, and you'll realize it's unfolding. And as it unfolds, things will get clear, your abilities will get stronger, your intuition will get stronger, and you'll become more aware of the ample opportunities that exist. It'll almost become overwhelming that there's too many opportunities, but that's an episode for another day. And so that's it. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, and if you had any like light bulb moments, or if this made you feel like it's easier or excited to manifest some money. If you're interested in joining my challenge, remember it's available even after the live version of it is done. You can join the Sacred Circle at the link below in the description or the comments, depending on what platform this is on. I would love to have you. It will be lots of fun, and it's available to you whenever you're ready, as long as you let go of those limiting beliefs and blocks that stop you from joining. So I would love to have you, and I'm so excited to hear how much money you've manifested. If this worked for you, come back to this and let me know how much you manifested. I would love to hear it. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.